So the next term that I'd like to discuss is the term assumption. So the joint definition for this is a supposition on the current situation or a presupposition on the future course of events, either or both assumed to be true in the absence of positive proof necessary to enable the commander in the process of planning to complete an estimate of the situation and make a decision on the course of action. So how the assumptions will relate to battlefield methodology is that we must assume, because we don't know, but we must assume that the hiring manager wrote the vacancy announcement. We have to assume the hiring manager is the one who will review your resume against the vacancy announcement for which they wrote. And we also must assume that the hiring manager, after writing the vacancy, after reviewing your resume, is the one who will be the hiring manager and the lead element in the interview panel when you come in for an interview. Now the next term is the commander's critical information requirements, which is normally, the acronym is normally CCIR. This is information required by the commander that directly affects his decisions and dictates the successful execution of operational or tactical operations. The CCIR, the Commander's Critical Information Requirements, normally results in a generation of three types of information requirements. One is the Priority Intelligence Requirements, which are normally called PIRs. Then there's Essential Elements of Friendly Information, which is EEFI. And then there's Friendly Force Information Requirements, FFI. Now how does the CCIR and these three different intelligence requirements that I just listed play a role in resume writing? So there's requirements that you need to understand before you submit your resume. There's key elements, key information on and in the vacancy announcement that you must extract and identify. There's certain information that you must put in your resume. Not only what you extracted from the vacancy announcement, but there is certain information in your past that you must add to your resume. Why do you have to do both of these? Because you have to shape your resume so that the hiring manager can immediately identify that you're qualified for the job and deserve an interview. The next term I like to talk about is the commander's estimate of the situation. So out of Joint Pub 1-02, the military definition is a logical process of reasoning by which a commander considers all of the circumstances affecting the military situation and arrives at a decision as to a course of action to be taken to accomplish the mission. A commander's estimate, which considers a military situation so far in the future as to require major assumptions, is called a commander's long-range estimate of the situation. So in the Army, the procedure whereby a commander decides how to best accomplish the assigned mission, it is a thorough consideration of the mission, the enemy, the terrain, the troops, and the time available, which the acronym is METT-T, METT-T. So the METT-T and other relevant factors. The commander's estimate is based on personal knowledge of the situation and on staff estimates. So why is that important? Well, remember, we consider the vacancy announcement the battlefield. So you must analyze the mission, the enemy, the terrain, the troops, and the time available whenever applying to a position. We'll get into detail later on in this course.